Hey guys, so I picked up this TENS unit, and if you don't know what a TENS unit is, TENS stands for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, and that's what like physical therapists use to treat, muscle sprains and different nerve-related pain symptoms that athletes and just regular people have. So it basically works by just sending electrical signals through your muscles, and it's almost kind of like a massage. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through this unit. It has several different, let's see, it's got a kneading, acupuncture, tapping, cupping, scraping, and a combination of the modes. So here's an example of the kneading. You'll watch my arm. It'll actually flex the muscle as if I was working out. So let's go to kneading, and I can increase the intensity, and you can see that my forearm is actually flexing because of the pulse being sent through it. And I wanted to see what these pulses look like. So this does kind of feel like, someone's kneading. It's a little more comfortable at a lower setting, like this, where it's not actually forcing my hand to move. This is a little uncomfortable. So let's. So this is acupuncture, and if you see, it's kind of like a poking feeling. And let's see, what's the other one? Number 3 is tapping. So acupuncture felt kind of like tapping, but let's see what actual tapping is. Okay, so acupuncture was kind of rapid, and this is just a slower version of the acupuncture. So let's go over to cupping, which I'm not really sure what that is. I know, like, if you watch the Olympics, you saw all those athletes with like the bruises. It's because they're the cupping massages. It increases the blood flow of the area, so that's why you saw all those athletes in the Olympics with all those bruises. So that just felt like a more frequent kneading pulse. So this is scraping. Go ahead and turn it up. And I'm not even like getting to half intensity with this thing. This is quite strong. I can't, even at half intensity, I can't straighten my hand back out while it's pulsing. It's an odd feeling if you've never done it before. But I've been in and out of physical therapy quite a bit. I broke my leg and my hip, so I'm kind of already used to this. So, and I already did a little bit of playing around with this, and hooking the electrodes up directly to the oscilloscope and going to the modes, nothing happens. So I figured it might be something to do with what it's expecting. So if you leave the electrode pads on your arm, and you could just hook up the probes. There you go. You can't really see that, but so just this distance here is 59 kiloohms. So that's probably what this is expecting, some kind of range before it will actually send a pulse out. So I went ahead and tried that, and sure enough, that's what it needed to see the pulse on the scope. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the scope down so you can see it. I usually leave it up here eye level. Okay, so I have the scope probe on ×10, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the different modes like I showed you, and hook this up. Let's go to mode number 1, which is the kneading. There you can see the pulse. That's at quarter intensity there, and that's 155 volts peak to peak at quarter intensity. So let's just go ahead and increase the scale here. That was 20 volts per division, and so the max setting here is 262 volts peak to peak. So it's 132 volt is the max, and then the minimum negative 130 volts. But you zoom in, you see these little pulses here. These are going negative first and then positive with a pulse width of about 100 microseconds. So that's the kneading. Now let's check out what the acupuncture looks like. Now, what I really want to know is who at this company was like, oh yeah, I'll do the testing on what these feel like. You know, like who is the one in charge of testing this on themselves? Like, does this feel good? You know, I just imagine someone, you know, hooked up to a machine, changing and trying different things. Yeah, you can see this is a bit frequency modulated, but the peak to peak is staying roughly the same. But the max peak to peak of this is a little bit higher than the last one. So this is 292 volts peak to peak, and if we zoom in, same exact little square wave here, and negative first and then positive. Okay, so that's pretty boring. A lot more boring than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. So this is the tapping. So yeah, it's just frequency is a lot lower than the other two. So it just feels like a slower version of the acupuncture, and much less intense than the first two modes. It's 190 volts peak to peak. So let's see. It's the same. Yeah, same square wave. Let's check out the cupping. So full intensity. This is full intensity. This is 294. So it is a bit more rough than the others, but yeah, same square wave. It just seems like they're just messing with the frequency of the pulses. The same exact pulse, some less or more intense than the others. But so let's take a look at the last mode here, which is scraping. It shows a hand with a rock, so I'm guessing that's what this is supposed to feel like. But let's go ahead, turn the intensity up. So this is full intensity. I'm just singling out, you know, a single square wave there. See if it might be a little easier to see a difference between the pulses, because some of these, you know, change as it progresses. But yeah, it's not really that not really as exciting as I thought it would be. But so the peak to peak is 284. Yeah, so I guess this is a pretty simple little unit. Just runs off a little rechargeable 3.7 volt battery inside, and a little just like a waveform generator, but it's just changing the frequency and intensity of the square wave there. So yeah. Alright, well, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you next time.